turbocharged 51 over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world, because I can guarantee you I am, and every F1 gaming fan around the world is having a good time today. So if you're watching this video, you got to be having a good time because you're an F1 gaming fan. Welcome to EA Sports and Codemasters version of F1 22, and guys, it's gonna be a good one. So guys, quick disclaimer. So obviously, I didn't finish F1 2020, the modes. I know, I'm terrible, I'm sorry. But guys, I really just needed a fresh start, a fresh beginning, something new that I can pursue from the start. So I binned everything on F1 2020 and F1 2021, and we're gonna kick it off full shot on F1 22. And guys, we are starting our driver career mode. Now guys, as you guys know, on F1 2020, I did my team and career mode. And guys, that was just way too much to do. So I had to choose between my team and career mode, and I sat down and asked myself the honest question, which one do I truly enjoy more, my team or career mode? And the answer was career mode, guys. Look, it is special to create your own team in my team, but I enjoy the factor of drivers swapping teams more, what's the word I'm looking for? But, you know, drivers swapping teams a little bit more and more vigorously, there's the word I'm looking for, as well as me not staying at the same team for 3, 4, 5, 6, no matter how long you play the game seasons for. So we're jumping straight into career mode. So forget F1 2018, forget F1 2019, forget 2020, forget 2021. We are starting new and fresh. A 16 race calendar awaits us, and we will start with the Bahrain Grand Prix. The settings are ready, and now it's time to start our F1 22 career mode. And just like we are doing, well, just as we are having a fresh new beginning, the same can be said for our team. Because guys, if you guys watched my older career mode videos, you guys know that I've always said I would love to do a road to glory, to take a team that was once a world champion, a world championship winning team, or a team that wants a world championship that has never done one, to take them to world championship glory, starting off as a rookie. And now we have finally decided to do that. So guys, be ready.
But not legally, because once you reach F1, the team you drive for will expect you to deliver appropriate results.
Thank you very much, our new, what do you call him, PR agent, I don't know. But guys, be ready, because it is between Aston Martin, Aramco, Cognizant Formula One team, or Williams Racing. And we are gonna go all the way. We will sign for Williams Racing and try and take them back to their glory days, to sit at the top of Formula One. And I know this is going to be a tough one, guys, but we are signing for Williams Racing, partnering Alexander Albon to see if we can take this team back to glory. And only when and if I win a world championship with Williams. And that means drivers and constructors championship.
That's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season. But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to the team HQ. We can start our push to the top of Formula One.
Thank you very much, my dude. But guys, I am only allowed to leave this team when and if we win a drivers and a constructors world championship. Now, whoever is my teammate when we are championship ready can win the drivers. It doesn't have to be me. For me, I am more concerned about that constructors championship. So we are starting at the bottom, and we need to take this team back to its former glory. So let's get into this. Let's indulge into the new game and into this absolute donkey of a car. We are very close to McLaren and Aston Martin, but we are still the worst team on the grid on almost every platform except for engine power, because we've still got a very reliable and very powerful Mercedes power unit in the back of this Williams. So as you guys can see, we are already looking at upgrades. We are doing a chassis upgrade, a weight reduction upgrade to have before the Bahrain Grand Prix, the season opener. And now I'm thinking of an aero upgrade as well, and I think those Venturi tunnels will be the smarter one to do before we get to Bahrain. So Venturi tunnels are in. The weight reduction upgrade has been purchased. We are sitting on 0 resource points. Let's get closer to that car reveal of our F1 2022 donkey. I mean beast. Sorry, but we have 2 weekly resources come in. We've got 700 resource points. Quickly checking if there's another upgrade that we can do. I'm still aiming towards aero, so we are doing some minor front downforce with the secondary wing flaps to upgrade those, and we've got 3 upgrades already in the pipeline, so it's looking good. These upgrades just shouldn't fail, but it's time for the car reveal. Now guys, I will admit the Williams is not the most beautiful car in the world, and because I'm not on PC, I can't mod the livery, but that car is a shot from the top angle. No!
So the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will need to be ordered from the R&D screen.
Starting off in typical Williams fashion, the 2 upgrades we bought to be in before Bahrain has failed. The Venturi tunnels and the weight reduction upgrade has failed. So, we are kind of a little bit screwed for Bahrain, so we are going to be driving on Mercy and Mercy alone. But what I wanted to say was, that shot from the top was actually a pretty nice shot. And I'm going to talk over our PR agent, whatever he is here. I'm just going to call him a PR agent. But guys, that shot from the top was kind of very, very smexy, if you know what I mean. Not the most beautiful car on the grid, but it doesn't look bad. So the 2 upgrades we purchased have failed. The other upgrades that the game has purchased for us pre-Korea have come in. But we are still by far the worst car on the grid, as you can see right there. So we've got a lot of work to do, but if there's anybody that can do it, it is me, partnered with you guys. We can do this, but it's time for quali.
Hello folks, and welcome to Paddock Pass, your pre-race edition for this, the inaugural round of the 2022 Formula 1 World Championship. And I've got to say, it feels great to be back. As is tradition, there is something of an air of a first day back at school on arrival here, but it's more than that. Because the new era of Formula 1 has arrived, and with it, the eagerly anticipated new car regulations which have been designed to help promote better racing. With clean sculpted lines, swooping rear and front wings which should allow cars to follow each other more closely, new eye-catching 18-inch low-profile tyres, the return of ground effect, and a reduction of aerodynamic physical adornments, the new cars look strikingly different. All while improving safety and pushing the limit of technical ingenuity. So then, which teams have interpreted the rules most effectively, and which drivers will adapt to their new car the quickest, leading the charge against the rest of the pack? Only time will tell. As always, we can't wait for this season to begin, but for now, from us, that's your...
Excuse me for misspeaking, guys. I really just misspoke. It's time for practice for our first laps in this Williams beast. Now, you guys are just going to see highlights of practice. The practice programs are very much the same as last year's game. You can either do normal practice where you run the programs or do quick practice. So I did a bit of running in practice 1 to see what I can get done. And you guys can see with the new handling model of this new game, the car is very, very, very twitchy on the rear end. It's very easy to spin out in these 22 F1 cars. And you guys can see I'm just, at this stage, I was still figuring out how to set up the car with the tune setup. And yeah, the car's rear end was kind of going all willy-nilly on me. But now it is time for qualifying. So guys, yeah, obviously, don't expect my maximum pace in this first race, because obviously it's a new game, it's a brand new handling engine, these cars feel a lot different, so it's going to take a while for me to adjust to the game, but we are throwing ourselves into the deep side, and we are starting our F1 22 career mode. Our road to glory for Williams Racing starts right now. So heading towards the end of our first lap, well, our first quali lap in qualifying, the end of our first lap in qualifying. I can't speak today because all the excitement is bubbling out of me. DRS is open, and across the line, we do a 1 minute 30.2. Now guys, remember, these cars are significantly slower than last year's cars. So to get used to them, they might seem slower at the beginning than you think, but they are not as slow as you think as we go and do a Sebastian Vettel again. We do a Spinala. Well, this season, clearly it's Carlos Sainz, not the point. But guys, I tried to see how the tires would react doing 2 laps in a row. Yeah, the tire wear on this year's game is so much higher than in previous games. Just don't. Just do 1 lap and you will be fine. But now we have waited towards the end of qualifying. You guys know how I work. I don't do, even though I'm at a back market team, I don't usually do more than 2 runs in qualifying. I feel I put too much pressure on myself. So we waited till the end. And guys, the pace in the car was not as bad as you might think. You guys might think, okay, they're setting P21 and P22. It's got to be between Albon and Turbo to see who gets P21. You'd be surprised. The pace wasn't as bad, and because the Williams has got a good engine in the back of it, and Bahrain is more of an engine-friendly track, we actually had some really decent pace considering our position on the R&D chart. So here we go for our final lap in qualifying. You guys can see qualifying is over, Q1 is over, but we need to try and get this Williams into Quali 2, and for this season the goal is to make this a midfield car. We will try at the end of season 2 to get ourselves into championship contention, but don't expect anything less than 2 to 3 seasons sitting in this car. If we have a very good second season, we might be able to fight for the championship, but I highly doubt it. But come back to this video at the end of season 2 and see where we place. But you guys can see the car looks fantastic. And guys, one thing I want to say about the handling model of this year's game: slow speed corners, the cars feel crap because they are so heavy. But high-speed corners, oh my soul, I've got F1 2020 levels of confidence in high-speed corners. There we go, 4th gear through the final corner, plant the power. We are more than half a second up on our time. Open up DRS, and will we get it to Q2? It doesn't seem like it. Come on, go down. So Leclerc is first place for Q1. Come on, let's go down. Oh, guys, that was a very good lap. No, we fall out by 1 position. Albon is into Q2. Guys, we lost out by 3 1,000ths of a second. Albon beat us by 0.003. So I'm matching my teammate on pace for my first ever race. So I'm very happy about that. We miss out on Q2 by 3 1,000ths of a second. How close do you want to get? But oh well, guys, we're starting P16. It's race time. Let's head to the Bahrain Grand Prix.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, George Russell, and Hamilton, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, and Mick Schumacher, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Lando Norris, and Vettel, Albon, O'Connor, Lance Stroll, and Guan Yu Zhou. Gasly and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. So here we are in 2022 at the start of another Formula One World Championship. It all begins here, the start of the next generation of Formula One. With the end of the second turbocharged era, a new dawn begins. New regulations have been brought in to promote better racing, with the two big standout changes being the wheel size increase and the aerodynamics on the car itself. But will this result in us having a repeat fight for the Driver Championship? Will Mercedes retain their Constructors' title? We have lots to discuss then with Anthony Davidson, who's joined me in the commentary box for today's event.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Let's hope for some good racing today as well. We can't know at this point how competitive the teams are relative to each other, but hopefully nobody's able to run and hide. We want to see these drivers pushing to the limit all the way to the checkered flag.
It's race day here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. And guys, obviously, first of all, I would have appreciated some new words of confidence from our new race engineer, rest in peace, Jeff, but it is not to be. So guys, remember, on this year's game, the Q2 tire rule has been thrown out the window. So on this year's game, a lot of the teams are going to be doing the same strategy as the back marker. So you're really going to have to race to get your position. But obviously, you guys know I like to be different. We're not doing mediums to hards. We're doing hards to mediums. Hopefully, there's not a mid-race safety car that's going to screw me over. But guys, I'm so excited for this. I'm lowering the fuel to take a bit of fuel out of the car so we can have a quicker start because we are starting at the back. But guys, I'm very excited. It is time for the Bahrain Grand Prix on F122, our first ever race in this game, and it's in a back marker. There's nothing we can do now. Let's go, baby.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. The question I'm asking is which teams have got it right, which ones have got it horribly wrong?
Guys, are you guys ready for the Bahrain Grand Prix for our first race in F122? And I sound like a broken record today because I keep repeating myself. Remember to drop a like down below on the video as we head to 5 red lights. And it's go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's a Ferrari front row lockout. Will Red will be able to do anything into the first corner with Verstappen and Perez. Leclerc goes defensive into the first corner, but oh no, that's actually Sainz. Leclerc's on the outside. He gets dived up the inside by Verstappen. Verstappen's around the outside of T2 to the inside of T3. Verstappen takes P2 from the Monegasque. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's Sainz leading the way from Perez. from Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, and Alonso is having a fight with the two Mercedes. He gets himself up into P5 ahead of Hamilton and Russell, who's followed by Schumacher and Bottas in the two Ferrari-powered Haas and Alfa Romeo cars. We jump back to our POV from P16 on the grid, and as you guys can see, Albon still qualified in P15, but still, to get this car into Q2 is phenomenal work from Albon. But here we go into the first corner. You guys can see I'm very confident on the brakes of these cars. Do a little bit of a jump in the replay there. I apologize for that as we go side by side with Esteban Ocon. Make a little bit of contact because I'm still not used to this car's very twitchy rear end, but luckily no damage as we now go side by side with our teammate. We take the esports line on the outside to try and get the drive out of T4. We get the power down and we are ahead of our teammate who also had a phenomenal start. Williams is sitting P11 and P12 at this stage. We are just outside the points, so anybody slips up in the top 10 and we can be on for points today, but there's still a long race to go. 29 laps between us and the checkered flag. Sainz leads the way from Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Alonso, Hamilton, Russell, Schumacher, Bottas, Ocon, then comes myself, Albon P12, Magnussen, Vettel, Tsunoda, Norris, Stroll, Gasly, Ricciardo, and Guan Yu Zhou is at the back of the grid, or Zhou Guan Yu, however you prefer to say it. But guys, it's been a good lap one, but remember guys, for these first about 8 laps, I will be the slower car because I am on the harder compound of tires. But if I can stick with these guys and just try and stay within DRS, I might have a good chance of getting, well, I've got a very, very brilliant chance to get points here today. But you guys will see, as the race starts to evolve, little spoiler alert, it's very clear that the Williams does not have great race pace. You as a driver have to absolutely wring the neck out of this car to stay consistent in the race. You guys can see we jump onto lap 2, and you guys can see it's already 1.3 seconds to myself and Ocon. So Ocon is just running away with Bottas and Schumacher ahead of him. And it was very clear at this stage that I was like, ooh, you forgot, Turbo. You are sitting in a Williams, so you had a brilliant start, but now you've got nothing to fight with. You are on the slower tire and in the slowest car. Oh, Baba, you made a mistake. But I kept driving with my mistake because the more I got into this race and the more the mediums wore, I quit very quick.
P11, currently P11. Ocon is ahead of you, and the gap to the car in front is 1.4 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Magnussen's behind you. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh mediums. The distance to the leader is 8.6 seconds. Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Guys, I just quickly wanted to shut up so you guys could hear our brand new race engineer once again, rest in peace, Jeff. But guys, you guys can see I'm under severe pressure from the second half of Kevin Magnussen. Schumacher is having a brilliant first race here. But guys, once again, back to my story. The more this race started to walk on and started to evolve, I quickly saw the lighter the Williams gets on fuel, the better its performance is. And it's not too bad on tire wear. This chassis is not a tire eater, even though tire wear on this year's game is quite horrendous for all the cars with these new 18-inch wheels. 18-inch rims, not wheels. You get a tire, you get a rim, and the two combined is a wheel. Not the point, just for those of you guys are wondering what that is. But me and Magnussen are going side by side here on lap 4 of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Magnussen is really going for it. And guys, he's putting me under severe pressure. But at this stage, you guys know me, I'm a better defender than I am an attacker. We are staying strong against the where's the Magnussen from? He's not Dutch, he's from Denmark, I think. Yeah, he's from Denmark. But in any case, Leclerc is actually very close to to Verstappen, as you guys can see. Sainz has got a 1.5 second lead basically, and Charles is putting Max under severe pressure now that Max has lost DRS. So we can have a very, very interesting battle here for P2. It's clear that Charles has got the race pace over Max at this early part of the race. Hamilton is trying to go side by side with Fernando Alonso. Around the outside goes the 7-time world champion. Well, there's 9 world championships in that little frame there between Alonso and Hamilton. But now Russell is getting in on this fight as it's the two Mercedes bombarding the Alpine. Alonso sticks to the inside. Hamilton around the outside. Russell is boxed in and can do nothing. Hamilton around the outside. Will the Mercedes get up into P5? Yes, he does. What a beautiful move there from Lewis Hamilton. Under pressure from his teammate, but it's still maintaining the pressure on Alonso. We rewind back to the start of our lap 5. Magnussen goes up the inside of T1 as my teammate is being pressurized by Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri, who started in I think he started last, and he's already up into P12. Well, sorry, P14. So that's brilliant racing from Gasly, but it's still myself and Magnussen side by side heading into T4. We stick to the inside line to defend from the harsh driver, but we have a terrible exit. Here comes Magnussen. There's not space there, K-Mag. There's no space! Magnussen loses his front wing. Magnussen is without a front wing. And guys, there was nothing I could do about that. Look at Magnussen. He's not alongside me heading into the first corner. He's just so late on the brakes that he can just get his nose in there. I'm following the racing line. There's nothing I can do here. I am very lucky to not have a puncture for this little incident, but Magnussen has just ruined his own race, and he is now going to have to make an early pit stop. And guys, due to that front wing breakage, for some other reason, it triggered the safety car. The safety car is out, probably for the debris. The debris must have stayed on the track. So the safety car is out. Sergio Perez is boxing for a set of soft tires. What are Red Bull playing at here? Because that to me is not a bright spark strategy. That to me is stupid, because now Perez is going to be in traffic. It's only lap 6 of the race. I mean, obviously Kevin Magnussen is in because he needs a new front wing, but still. Perez is going to be P19. He has to fight his way to the front now. And these softs only last about 5-6 laps, if you're lucky. Then he has to pit again and just go on to hards to go to the end of the race. So they have given him an extra pit stop with no position gain. So what's the point? So if officially we are in the points because of Red Bull just, I don't know, not planning with Perez, just doing what they want, going all willy-nilly for the Mexican. So we are in P10, Ocon P9, and guys, you guys know, a safety car restart is a perfect opportunity to try and make a position or two if your tires are within temperature. And guys, because the hards are so hard to get up to temperature, it's a real struggle to get them up to temperature when there's a safety car. But I am a very nice and a very good guy, so I managed to get them up to a decent temperature that they actually work. But Sainz bolts as he restarts the race on lap 8, followed by Verstappen, Leclerc P3, Hamilton P4, Alonso P5, Russell P6. We are going side by side with Esteban Ocon, but that Alpine is not too shabby in a straight line. Onto the brakes, Ocon and Bottas go for a dive. We have to take avoiding action on the outside for people braking early and me just misjudging my braking point there. Side by side with my teammate and Pierre Gasly, but Russell has fallen all the way down to P9. What has happened to the Brits in the second Mercedes? And we see an opportunity up the inside of Russell, because at this stage of the race, the tire situation is coming towards my hards and going away from the medium runners, which is everybody else except for Perez and Magnussen. So we get the move done. We're up into P9, right behind Schumacher, and Ocon went for an insane dive bomb. But guys, that piece of carbon fiber you guys saw at the first corner, that is Valtteri Bottas's front wing. He went for such an insane dive, and because Ocon went up the inside as well, Bottas had nowhere to go, and he just runs into the back of Alonso. He breaks his front wing. Ocon is side by side. Russell just gets left out there to rust, and he is passed by Ocon, by Schumacher, Bottas as well. And then because he leaves himself open into T4, I'm just like, hello, I am here. I am in a Williams. I am in the baby Mercedes. But hey, hello, how are you? And into this next corner, I just push Russell a bit wide, and even Gasly gets around Russell. So Russell's race has gone from being stuck behind his teammate and Fernando Alonso to a very, very hard race. So there's a Mercedes he's in P10, but there's a Mercedes nearly outside the points. There's a Red Bull outside the points. There is very, very interesting things happening in this Bahrain Grand Prix. And now you guys can see we're looking at Sainz, Verstappen and Leclerc, because they are all within 1 second of each other, and DRS has been activated on this lap. So Sainz is under pressure from Verstappen is under pressure from Leclerc as they are leaving Hamilton in the dust. Heading into T4, it's awesome to see these three cars side by side. Oh, Leclerc drops it! Leclerc drops it at T4! He loses out to P3. He can't rejoin the track because everybody is coming through. Excuse that, I quickly coughed. But Leclerc drops it at T4. There's a Ferrari out of the top 10. There's a Red Bull out of the top 10. What is happening in this Bahrain Grand Prix? And once again, for some other stupid reason that I can't explain, the safety car is called out again. Now guys, this is what I talked about when we were on the strategy screen. This is bad for me, because all these guys are pitting off of mediums where they are pitting about 2 laps earlier, but the hards will go to the end. I'm getting off of hards onto mediums, and I need to take that set of mediums to the end of the race unless there is a third safety car. Because if there's a third safety car, I might be able to box for a new set of mediums.
Alright, we'll be doing one more stop today. 1 stop left in this strategy.
Thank you very much, my new race engineer. Guys, for the next video, I will get his name correctly, because I know his name but I can't remember it at this stage, but not the point. So guys, basically I need to take these mediums to the end unless there's another safety car, say if there's another safety car and it's lap 20 or above, I can go on to softs. But if there's a safety car before that, I might be able to strap on a new set of mediums. But this is now a very dire strategy for us, but we are sitting in P6. So if there's not a safety car for this race again, I need to pull something out of my boom and stay out on these mediums because I've got an exceptional opportunity here. I catch everybody napping on the safety car restart. We go side by side with Mick Schumacher. Alonso and Hamilton ahead. We are on the brakes very late on these fresh mediums. Up the inside of Alonso and Lewis Hamilton. Around the outside of the 7-time world champion. We get our Williams. How is this even possible? Into P3. I'm not going to stay there. I can guarantee you guys that I'm not going to stay there. But this is the perfect start I needed to actually have the opportunity to stay in the points even if I make another pit stop. Because Leclerc and Perez and Russell are coming through the pack, you know, they are going to hold up some of the back markers so that I can actually, you know, be in a little bit of clean air and break away from them and hopefully create a pit stops gap. But there's still a long race to go. We jump onto lap 14 on board with Lewis Hamilton as he's trying to go up the inside. But that Mercedes does not look too handy in a straight line. And Hamilton mid-corner has a bit of oversteer. I leave him the space to go for the move because I know I'm not in Hamilton's race. That car's much quicker than mine. But he gets double over the 2 shots of oversteer, and he is. Oh no! Verstappen has lost it! Verstappen has lost it! We're up into P2! What happened to the defending world champion? What has happened to the defending world champion? Oh my word, guys, there's so much drama in this opening race. I mean, we are sitting in P2 in the Williams. Carlos Sainz is running away with this race now. It's his race to lose. Verstappen P3, Hamilton P4, Schumacher and Alonso battling for P5. And then you've got Ocon in the second Alpine, who I tried to battle earlier in P7. Norris and Stroll are doing the exact same as myself, getting those 2 back marker cars into the points. But I mean, what is going on in this Bahrain Grand Prix? Schumacher and Alonso side by side. Not the Schumacher we wish it would be, but it is the baby Schumacher. But Schumacher gets the best of the 2-time world champion, my hero, Fernando Alonso. But I can guarantee you guys, Alonso's not going to leave that lying down. As Ocon tries to go up the inside of his much more experienced teammate. There we go, side by side for the 2 BWT Alpines. Into this next S section. Alonso to the outside, back to the inside. And Fernando defends his P6. And he will now try and chase after that the Haas of Mick Schumacher. But guys, let's have a replay of Verstappen here. And guys, he just puts a wheel on the curb and the rear just snaps round. I mean, first of all, it's amazing to see AI actually making human errors. I love the fact that they've put that in this year's game. But oh my word, the very twitchy rear end just catches out the defending world champion, Max Verstappen, and he is round. But guys, only 2 laps later, Verstappen is already on my rear end. And guys, even though I know a lot of you guys would want me to fight for this, I'm just going to lose time if I fight for this. I need to think about more. I can't think about a podium now. I'm the slowest car on the grid. A podium is out of the question. I need to think smart. So let's have Max go. I'm going to do the same with Lewis next lap round. And just stick behind him, try to steal some DRS on the back straight, because every millisecond we gain is a millisecond more in the points if we have to make another pit stop, if there is indeed another safety car. Otherwise, if there's not another safety car, every 10th I gain is a 10th that I have to defend less at the end of this race, because at the end of this race, my tires are going to be useless. So remember that. But here we go. There's Hamilton duck into the slipstream. Use a little bit of overtake just to steal some straight line speed. But now we look at the man who messed up who caused the second safety car. Charles Leclerc is battling George Russell and Kevin Magnussen for P12 in this race. Around the outside tries to go the monogas as is Kevin Magnussen from Denmark? I'm not sure. If you guys know, drop it in the comments down below, but I can't remember. I know he's not Dutch like Verstappen. But in any case, Magnussen defends from Leclerc, but Leclerc, that Ferrari is just an absolute bullet in a straight, well, it's a bullet just in general. Around corners in a straight line, that car is damn quick. And Leclerc is up into P12, as he's now behind another rookie along myself, the Chinese man, Zhou Guanyu, but I'm going to call him Guanyu Zhou, because that sounds cooler. He's up the inside of the final corner. And now he chases after Pierre Gasly and my teammate Albon, who's in the points! Guys, we've got 2 Williams cars in the points at this stage of the race. This is absolutely insane. That would be a dream for Williams. But oh my word! Look at Charles's dive on Albon at the final corner. Albon didn't expect that. Leclerc just forced himself up the inside. Leclerc is so confident on the brakes. It's a 4-car battle. Leclerc, Albon, Magnussen, and Gasly into the first corner. Gasly makes contact with Magnussen, and my teammate runs into the back of Leclerc. It is heartbreak for Williams today. We nearly had double points, but now Albon is running with a damaged rear wing, as well as Pierre Gasly, who ran into the back of Magnussen. So Gasly's day goes from bad to worse, and Albon's day, who was actually going pretty freaking well, has now blown up in his face. But now, once again, Magnussen got past Leclerc. Leclerc makes a second mistake! What is going on with one of the championship protagonists in this career mode? Between Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, and Leclerc, that's your 4 championship contenders. And Leclerc is driving like a rookie today. What is going on with the multiple race winner today? Leclerc is not having a good day today. All the work he did, he is back down to P15, now being chased after by Sergio Perez, who's having an absolute gander of a Grand Prix. My teammate is down to P19. I mean, it's just going from bad to worse for one side of the Ferrari and the Red Bull garage. But you guys can see, on a lap 21, I have a massive snap of oversteer coming out of the downhill hairpin, and that enables Fernando Alonso, the sly dog that he is, to get up into P4. And guys, with 8 laps to go, I'm going to do what Alonso told Ocon to do last year in Qatar, and that is to defend like a lion, because from this point onwards, we are fighting for P5. We have had nothing but luck today, but the question is, will our tires hold? Will our tires hold? And will we be able to keep this Alpine behind us, the 5th best car on the grid, next to, oh my word, massive snap of oversteer. You guys see these tires are really starting to let go. But will I be able to hold on in the slowest car on the grid? Because Ocon is going to give me the hardest time possible. Into the first corner, once again, we go a little bit deep. Ocon tries the switchback. We have the inside for T2. We squeeze him onto the curb, but Ocon stays in there. And now we've invited Lando Norris to have a front row seat of this epic battle between myself and the Frenchman. And if we keep battling like this, like we've just done, Lando is now in this fight. So Ocon is a bit of an outsider here, because he's fighting 2 cars that are not supposed to be in the points at this stage of the season, and yet we are in the points, and we are fighting with everything we've got to keep these points, because these points will not come often for us. We have just had a stroke of luck today, so we are fighting. Here comes Norris up the inside of Ocon. McLaren v Alpine, but once again Lando has the same problem as Hamilton had early in the race. It's just that corner is so on the inside. That corner just it's as if it enables oversteer. But you guys can see through the first corner, once again, myself and Ocon, I am more sideways than straight, but we keep P5. There's 4 laps to go. 27, 28, 20. Sorry, there's 3 laps to go. And now Ocon is going to fight with everything he's got, because once again his teammate is P4. P4 and P5 for Alpine will also be awesome, because remember, you have to factor in a Red Bull and probably a second Mercedes and the second Ferrari that's supposed to be ahead of them. So they are always looking at P7 and P8. So P4 and P5 will be a massive haul of points. But, I mean, if it's not Ocon pressurizing me, it's Lando. And you guys can see I'm driving so aggressively as Lando nearly loses the car up my inside. And that enables Ocon to try and get back his P6. But guys, the more we fight, if you guys look closely, there's a certain Charles Leclerc in P9 who's about to overtake Lance Stroll. And we're rewinding back to this insane moment in the race. But he's very close to this little battle. And if we keep squabbling like we do, he's going to bridge that 5-second gap within 2 laps. So he will be on the back of us on the final lap because that Ferrari is just that damn fast. So here we go. It's 3 wide between Leclerc, Russell, and Magnussen. What an absolutely amazing sight. Leclerc's up the inside. He's got so much confidence on the brakes of that Ferrari. He gets himself up into P9. It's not close to a top 5 or a podium. But Leclerc is fighting with everything he's got. And guys, what did I say? About to overtake Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin, who's still fighting for points. I don't know how, because this Aston is kind of crappy. But Stroll is doing an amazing job. Leclerc, P8. And we start the final lap as Carlos Sainz has got a 7-second lead over Verstappen. We haven't looked much at the lead today after Verstappen's spin, because it was the Sainz's race to lose, and he hasn't put a foot wrong. So Sainz is in the lead, 7 seconds from Verstappen, Hamilton a further 4 seconds back. Then it's Alonso, 11 seconds back from Hamilton, and then we are in this battle with Ocon, Norris, and soon to be Leclerc, as we are about to start our final lap of this race for P5. A 4-car battle for P5 of the first round of the F1 22 career mode. This will be an absolute dream for Williams and for myself if we can secure P5. But I mean, it's this time of the race where the AI enable their super ERS. I'm going to have to literally defend like a lion. Because here we go. We stick ahead of Ocon into the first corner. We will have DRS because he was the car ahead heading into T1. But it's on Norris and Ocon. It's nearly 3 wide. We have to stick to the inside to make sure that we don't put a foot wrong. We have a little bit of a break from Ocon and Norris. That'll give me enough gap on the back straight, hopefully, to actually stick ahead of them. But guys, Leclerc is on the back of Norris. And that Ferrari is literally like 2/10 faster every corner. This is literally, a squeaky butt time, squeaky butt. And you guys can see my tires are done, so 56% on the left side, 53 on the front right, and 54 on the right rear. It is not looking good. Carlos Sainz wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. He is now the World Championship leader as we start the 2022 F1 season in the virtual world. Here we go. Oh, we clipped that curb on the inside of the edge. Ocon is up our inside. That curb sends us wide. Ocon hits me on the left hand, on the right hand side. It sends us wide. Ocon is going side by side into the final corner. Leclerc is side by side with Norris. It's a 4-car battle for P5. Here we go. We squeeze out Ocon. Will Leclerc get Ocon by when we get to the line? It's insane. We stick to P5. But oh my word, what a final lap for 5th to 8th position in this Bahrain Grand Prix. Oh my word, I'm going to have a drink. But guys, let's have a replay. We clip the curb, we go wide. Ocon hits us, sending us wide a second time. He then lets us take the position back, but he goes side by side into the final corner, as does Leclerc and Norris. Leclerc squeezes Norris. I squeeze Ocon, and Leclerc tries to get the power down, but he's just too little, too late. But at the line, Leclerc loses out by 68 one-thousandths of a second.
Race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Smiling faces on the pit wall then after that superb win here at Sakir. And rightly so, a brilliant effort from the whole team. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again. Let's see how the drivers' standings have changed. Carlos Sainz manages to take control of the championship, securing the top spot with today's points. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
I have to give it to O'Connor. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula One.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One, so be sure to join us for the next one.
I will second you on that, Crofty, because I am absolutely knackered after that absolutely insane and incredible race. Guys, we got driver of the day, P16 to P5. What a race. Absolutely insane. What a race. I mean, you can't get much better than that. I mean, Sainz is your new championship leader. It's still a long season to go. There's still 15 races to go. But, I mean, Leclerc spinning, Verstappen spinning, Russell and Perez Russell having bad luck, Perez having a bad strategy. Leclerc makes a second mistake. We get up into P2. I mean, everything above everything happened in this race. 2 safety cars. Some insane battling, 3 wide moments, multiple 3 wide moments in this race. I am in love with F1 22. We are sitting P5 in the Constructors' Championship, which I don't imagine will last long, I'm gonna be honest. But Ferrari lead the way from Alpine, then Red Bull, Mercedes, and then Williams. But guys, what is there more to say than F1 22 is absolutely awesome? Guys, if you haven't dropped a like yet below on the video, what the hell are you doing? Drop a like down below. It's only going to take you 2 seconds. I mean, the cars are beautiful. They look fantastic. They go fantastic. Yes, they're slower, but the way they feel in high-speed corners. Guys, literally, remember how I talked about how little confidence I had in F1 2021? That is gone in this game. As soon as I get used to this handling engine and I get used to slow speed corners, high speed corners, I feel like I'm back on F1 2020, driving the W11 Mercedes. It just feels phenomenal. It honestly just feels phenomenal. But guys, it's a new era in Formula One. It's a fresh start on Turbo Fox Racers, and you know what they say, a fresh start is as good as a new beginning. So, we're gonna go for gold. Once again, I'm going to try my best to do multiple seasons of this, but this is going to be the only mode on F1 22 that I'm going to be doing myself, and then me and Craig are going to restart the co-op career mode. So guys, 2 modes, there's a lot of time, and we are going to be able to do it. Let's get this going. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Before you click over the video, remember once again to drop a like down below on the video. Remember to go check out the links in the description down below to keep yourself thoroughly entertained here on Turbo Fox Racers, as well as give me a follow on social media. Share this video with your friends on social media. Tag me in the post or the story, and I will give you a shout out in a future video as well as on my social medias. And guys, I mean, it's F1 22. If you are new to the channel and you haven't hit the subscribe yet, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe down below, and don't forget to ding that bell to never ever miss a future video here on Turbo Fox Racers. And welcome to the Turbonatic family, you absolute Turbonatic. Guys, I love you guys. Episode 2 will be releasing soon. It's gonna be a good one. Stay tuned. There's still a lot to happen. The road to glory begins here. See you guys next time. Cheers!